If the patient says he doesn't feel the stimulus or only feels it at some sites and not others, you may have a technical problem which can be remedied with a few simple steps. Be sure that the shaft of the cotton swab is trimmed close enough to the end so that it fits deeply into the gold-plated barrel of the test electrode. The cotton should press tightly against the gold plating. Current will not flow if the back of the cotton tip is not in contact with the gold-plated barrel. Be sure that you are using the correct location for the ground sponge for each plexus tested. For example, if the ground sponge is placed between the shoulders for the cervical exam, but the lumbar exam is performed, the current has to flow a greater distance to the ground, and the patient may not feel the stimulus unless the dial is turned way up. Or he may not feel it at all when testing sites near the feet. Placing the ground sponge closer to the sites tested will assure the current flows, especially through the thicker skin of the lower extremities. While testing the lower extremities, place the ground sponge under the thigh of the side you're testing. If the cotton tip and ground sponge are placed correctly, but the patient does not feel the stimulus, the problem may be with the batteries or cables. Check to see if the batteries are loose or the door is closed incorrectly. If the red light on the front is flashing, it's time to change the batteries. The battery compartment is located in the back of the device. Loosen the two silver knobs, then remove the battery plate by lifting up and out. The device takes 8 standard disposable C-type alkaline batteries, which typically last from 6 months to 1 year. Use extreme care while replacing the batteries. The holder is not covered by the warranty and can be easily broken. Replace the batteries in the holder as shown, with the bottom of the battery pressed against the spring. Be sure the batteries are seated correctly and spin them slightly to be sure they are making good contact. Replace the cover plate by inserting the tabs on the plate behind the edge of the cutouts on the compartment. Then tilting the plate into the closed position and tighten the knobs. To check the device, disconnect the cable from the rubber sponge holder. With the power off, plug one end of the cable into the probe port on the device and the other end of the same cable into the ground port. Turn the power on and set the device to 250 Hz. Turn the dial to 100. The calibration LCD should read between 9.7 and 10.29. This shows the problem is not with the device. If it's lower than 9.7, replace the batteries as shown before. Now check the cable by flexing the end of it with your fingers and watch the LCD. Breaks in the cable cause the numbers to shift and may cause the device to shift to another frequency. This cable seems to be okay. Test the other cable. Pull the black cap where the cable connects to the end of the probe. Plug each end of this cable into the probe and ground ports as done before with the other cable. Turn the power on and set the device to 250 Hz. Turn the dial to 100 and check the LCD. Now flex the cable watching the LCD. The problem is in this cable. Refer to page 3 on the online manual for how to repair a cable. Or to replace a cable or order other accessories, see page 24 for an order form and instructions. Reassemble the probe by putting the square tubing through the black sleeve and connecting the plug back into the end. The potentiometer has its own battery that may need replacing. Remove the potentiometer from its cradle. The potentiometer is powered by a standard 9-volt battery located in the compartment in the back. Slide open the lid to replace the battery. The neural dial on the side has a click-off position to save battery life. To repair a cable, hold the tip with pliers and unscrew the black plastic cap. Slide the cap back down the cable. Cut back the cable. Strip off and expose about 1/2 inch of wire. Rethread the wire into the hole in the metal tip. Screw on the cap and tighten.